Hello and welcome to another ScratchLink instructional video. Today what we'll be looking at is how to use the dot matrix editor on the PC to create and then store dot matrix images on the eBot itself, and then how to use the coding editor, the Scratch coding editor, to call those images into an animation and how to integrate that into a program using sensors. Great. So let's get started. First thing is have the robot on and have your Bluetooth all set up, or your USB cable if that's what you choose to use. So we're going to start ScratchLink. I know it's COM6 that I want for my SPP Bluetooth COM. So connect. Great. So you obviously need ScratchLink helper app connected to the robot and the robot on. Now I'm going to use the Windows program that we've written, Matrix Editor. We need to start that and bring that on board over here. Great. So this is 16 by 16 dots, which is exactly what we've got obviously on the eBot. Now the dot matrix, each pixel, each dot can be either on or off, and so it's red or it's off. So you can either turn them on by clicking on it, click on it again, and they will go off. So that's option A. The next way is to hold the shift key down on your keyboard and just move the mouse around. Okay, you don't have to click, and this is of course much quicker. So now I'm going to put some eyes. So all I'm going to do, my plan here is just to do flick between a smiley face and a sad face. Okay, now I'm going to hold the shift key down. Great. So that's my smile face. Now I'm going to go create. Don't worry about the hex. You don't really need to know anything about that at the moment, but eventually you will. Now we can send that to the robot and it's displayed. Now, how does the saving system work? So you'll see these numbers here. You can type in any number. We'll start with number 1. You can save up to 1,000 dot matrix images on the file system on the robot. That can be called. So I'm going to save this smiley face as file number 1. So I type in number 1 there and I go save. Great. Now I'm going to edit this image up here and save that as image number 2. And I'm just going to hold the shift key down. What have I done there? Hold the shift key down and make that a sad face. Okay, like that. Great. Now type in 2, or whatever you want. Create the hex. You can now send the hex. You've got the sad face. And then type in the 2 or whatever number you want and go save. So what we've now done is we've got file number 1 is happy face and file number 2 is sad face. Great. So now we're done. So we can close that and we can now open up the ScratchLink.code's code editor. Because the ScratchLink helper app is already connected to the robot, it has found the robot, found the eBot, and device defaults to eBot Junior Beginner, so that's all fine, and the blocks are over here. So the show file block, so what I'm going to do is there's nothing in 0, so if I click show file 0, it shows nothing because there's nothing stored in position 0. If I remember 1 was a happy face, great. 2 was the sad face. So we see that. Great. So what can we do with that? Well, let's do an animation. Animations are simply static images which are altered with a time delay between. Okay. So let's make a simple program where let's have a forever loop, and we're going to need 2 of these, and let's do it quite slow. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll show the happy face first, wait 1 second, and then we'll show the sad face, Wait 1 second. Okay, and if we start that program, simply, that's a simple animation. All right, it's just flicking between the sad face and the happy face. Great. Let's stop that. Now, let's disassemble all this. What can we do now? Well, we could say use the ultrasonic sensor to make the robot display a happy face if there's nothing in front of it, or a sad face if there is something in front of it. So that would be something that we would want to do. So what we can do is send that to, and then we'll display nothing. Okay, so let's turn that back to 1. So let's go and have a look at the ultrasonic sensor. So you might remember from the setup video that the left-hand side ultrasonic was broken, but I fixed that now. So you go down to the reporter blocks here, and if you just click on them, you can see up here, check my ultrasonic sensor, 200, 100, that's 1 meter to 2 meters. Put my hand in front of it, and 6 centimeters, 18, it's clearly working. Okay, great. So let's use left-hand ultrasonic sensor. We're going to need a comparator, of course. So let's go less than. So if the ultrasonic distance sensor is less than, doesn't matter, 20 centimeters. So let's use an if then else statement inside the forever loop. Pop that in there, pop that over there. So if something is close, less than 20 centimeters, then you might want us to show the sad face because something's just about to hit you. Okay, and that's the sad face. 1 was the happy face. So if something is not close to you, then show the happy face, which is 1. If something is close to you, less than 20, show the sad face. We don't need the weights. So I will get that going, and you'll be able to see what the ultrasonic sensor is up here at all times because that's live data. So there's nothing in front of the robot, so you can see that it's 200 and it's showing the happy face. I put my hand in front of it, it's showing the sad face. Take my hand away, bang. Okay, so whenever it's going to hit something, it's going to show the sad face. Whenever it's got nothing in front of it within 20 centimeters, it's going to show the happy face. Fantastic. Great. So what we've just been over then is I've shown you how to use the Windows PC .matrix editor to create a 16 by 16 .matrix image, how to store that as a file number on the robot, then jumping into the code editor and calling them up in sequence to make a simple animation, and then how we could use those images connected to sensor inputs for the robot driving around and that sort of thing. Okay, thanks for listening.